Hello, my name is Alex Tamvakis. I'm here from AppWeaver to show you a very quick demo of some of the technology we're doing as part of the Startup Challenge here at Webit. I'd like to begin by thanking all the organizers of Webit and all the sponsors of Webit for inviting us and give us this opportunity to talk to such an important crowd for the types of work that we're doing. So with that, I'll just take 5 minutes of your time to talk to you about AppWeaver, which is what we call the discussion analytics you always wanted, okay? If we can go to the next, okay? And how do I click to play the video here? Thank you. Audio?
Jane has great content that her loyal fans really love to engage with. She has a community. Of course, keeping such a great community alive isn't cheap. Jane really wants a return on her investment. So, she uses her analytics, but while events and views are valuable, they don't paint the whole picture. Jane has to really understand her community. There's a solution for just that. AppWeaver, the discussion analytics you always wanted. AppWeaver uses semantics and natural language processing to truly segment users based on their real interests. With AppWeaver, Jane knows what her community talked about and when, who her most active members are, who influences who, how people really feel about the content, and so much more. AppWeaver gives Jane analytics she can act upon to better her community and her relationships to her monetization partners. Oh, and of course, it's easy for her to use because it works with all the great tools that people use to discuss. Jane got AppWeaver, and now she knows her community. Shouldn't you? Get AppWeaver today.
Okay, that was just a brief introduction to just show the high level of what we're trying to do. I'm not going to delve into much detail either way, but what we're really trying to do with AppWeaver is use our, for the digital publishers that are driven by data and for advertising firms that can use that data, what we want to do is give them a capability to benefit from user participation, okay? When a site owner has original content, they have a community around that content. They have people that participate through discussion. And we give, with our tools, okay, unlike the social analytics solutions, we don't analyze what's happening on the social networks. We analyze what happens on your site, on your content, and how it engages your community in discussion. And the way we do that is by using our own proprietary semantic technologies and natural language processing technologies to give you the information. In essence, what we do, in the middle, what we see is a typical website. There's some content on top, there's some comments that happen underneath. What happens is we parse all the information through natural language processing tools. We understand what the content is talking about. We understand what the users are talking about. These are registered users, so we can continually identify their existence on the site. Okay, so these aren't cookie-based users. These are real users that participate with a specific identity. And then on your left-hand side, we see the content, okay, how we categorize content. We categorize it based on industry standards for advertising, so we know what the key terms and the entities and all the information that is included in the content is. And then we also extract some key metadata to help the publisher focus their data. And on the other side, we see the user profile that we build. And that user profile is built around their interests, their engagement, their influence, and how they choose to talk about the various content. And from there, we also give discussion metrics that tell you how well a discussion is evolving over time on a specific content item. If we look at the two areas of what we give a publisher or their advertising or market research partners, the first is content engagement. We tell them how engaging their content is. But before we do that, we categorize it based on IAB standards, okay, or key entities, or custom keywords that the content provider requires in order for us to be able to give them a categorization that makes sense to them and their monetization partners. We understand what the conversation is, and we understand how well that content is performing from an engagement perspective across the users that are engaging with it. And I repeat, engagement means I participated, I discussed, I shared, I voted, I replied. Okay? They're very specific items we're measuring against. We're not trying to measure against everything that's out there. What's happening on a specific item of content across all the content properties that the publisher might have. The next thing we do is, because we know the user, because they're identified, we build a graph of the user based on their participation. And the 4 areas that we concentrate on when we segment these users is their interests, their specific interests of what they participate with, how often and how involved they are with all of these different interest areas that they have, that's their engagement. When they participate, do they influence the people around them? Okay, do people share their opinions? Do people vote up their opinions? Do people reply to them? Do they build conversation pieces around your content? And then what their style of writing is. How do they really impact your community? The important thing to note is that our tools are API-based tools, which means we work with the majority of the tools that are out there, which means we have, with our API, we do 2 things. We make data acquisition easy, which means no matter what CMS platform you have, or if you have WordPress or Disqus, which are the most common ones out there for discussion, we integrate directly with them, or with whatever CMS you have through our API. But more importantly, through our API, the data analytics that we show you in dashboard form can be exported in specific formats to tie in with market research platforms or ad server platforms or behavioral platforms that, that otherwise have to collect only cookie-based data. So we can significantly supplement and augment the capabilities of your existing platforms by giving you real engagement community data based on real participation from users. This currently is being used by publishers in the US and in Greece, which is where we developed the software. And in Greece specifically, we pretty much, right now we're working with about 60% of the internet users in country by working with a publisher that has multiple properties, and we're helping them understand how their users participate across these various properties. So that's AppWeaver. I'd be happy to take any questions at our booth. We're right outside at the Startup Challenge, and we'd be happy to hear from anybody that's interested in finding out more about how they can use AppWeaver or more information of what exactly is being generated from it. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Sergio. I'm CEO of Recognote. And today I'm backed by my teammate from Let's Grow Engineering Incubator, where our startup was actually grown up, Igor. Hopefully he will help me. So, how come you're here today here? Because probably someone is backing you up there in your home country doing your job. And they are enabling that you are here. It's all about recognitions. When you come back home, you will say, thank you, man, for covering me. Thank you for enabling me being here. It's all about recognitions, because we like to recognize people and we love to be recognized. So, Recognote is a SaaS platform to increase employees' engagement with social recognition and rewards. What do you got here? Can I have a clicker? I'm not having a clicker.
Where is it?
Couple of weeks ago, I had a case with my team when the tester guy, he got sick and stayed.
I'll be doing this.
Thank you. He's my backup. Tester guy got sick and he stayed at home with a high temperature. I did not know that as a team leader. And later on, I find out on the Recognote a message that, thank you, man, for keeping the, testing the software despite you had the high temperature. And as a team member, as a team manager, I was like, wow, that's awesome. The guy made his huge contribution to the team despite different obstacles. And it was a moment when the entire team started to respect him much more. So this is how simple recognition changed the relation in the team. Social recognition, this is something, one of the major psychological needs of all of us. It goes straight after love and friendship. So there are many reports saying that if people build mutual relationship in the company starts to become more successful in all the indicators. So we decided to, like, basically, it's a way to give a pat on the back of your colleague or say thank you for amazing job you do. And this is the opportunity to pair those recognitions with the points redeemable for or exchangeable for any merchandise or experience in our catalog. So this is the way the company say thank you and say, I really admire you as an employee. Number one HR problem, according to Gallup report, said that employees' engagement is the biggest pain of all the HRs in the world. And peer-to-peer social recognition program can solve this pain, providing this platform for communication and rewarding and recognizing each other. Like, as was previously said, we don't rely on brands, we rely on social feedbacks. The same with the company. We can give each other social recognitions and social rewards. And Recognote is very easy to start. You don't need to have the consultants, the huge cycle, how to launch this product. It's absolutely free. All you need to do is to sign up with a corporate email, with a mobile phone, just now, and send your first recognition to those peers who are covering you back in your country right now. Click. And click again, please. And magic. To make it easy to use, we also integrated with different platforms for productivity and collaboration like Jira, like GitHub, like Gmail, Dropbox, that in a matter of 2 clicks or like 60 seconds, you can recognize your peer. And the same you receive back from your peers as well. We already, we started 1 month ago, we already onboarded like 50 companies in four countries at the moment. Since it's very easy to start, we support company and we help you to onboard and spread the software with the rest of the company and to engage all the employees with the software. Click.
So Sergio, if you give me a minute, yeah, I'd like to tell you a little bit more what Recognote is. Probably the best way to find out is to actually check out and sign up, but still. We thought of Recognote as a tool where, well, for example, I come for my work at my workplace, and I would like to know the game of, like, the rules of the game. So I would like to know that if I do good stuff, I get recognized for this stuff, and I'm not recognized in the end of the year, but actually I do, like, in the end of this week maybe, someone will send me a recognition and say, hey, Ihor, you did this job good, and keep doing this way. And not only I get this social recognition, but also I get points connected to this. And those points, at some point, are redeemable into, let's say, I want to collect for iPhone, or I would like to go to cinema with my wife, or something like this. So this is basically the tool to making the feedback of your positive actions very quick and make it very material for you.
So recognition spans geographies, cultures, and even job titles. We all love to be recognized, and this is what we do. We help you to become happier and to turn your company into the job of your dream. So come and talk to us. We are in these awesome T-shirts, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you.